Welcome back to Scotty's Lifestyle channel, and today I'm going to make some oxtail. So here I have some oxtail that I cleaned and washed. And remember guys, always try to get as much of that fat off the oxtail as possible. Today I'm going to use some basic ingredients for now. I'm going to use some onion, garlic, scallion, thyme, scotch bonnet pepper. I'm going to use some paprika, all-purpose season, chicken season, and some oxtail season. Bits of Blue Mountain Country West Indian oxtail season, and some pimento seed. Crush the pimento seeds. Then I'm going to add the seasoning, so you don't need much. So 1 spoon is okay. So 1 spoon of the chicken, 1 spoon of the all-purpose. It's fine. I'm going to use this amount of the oxtail season. You don't need a lot, and you don't really have to use this if you don't have it. It's fine. You can just use the chicken season and the all-purpose and the paprika. You don't need a lot of paprika, you just need a small amount. And remember guys, when you use this powder season, you don't need any salt, because they already have salt in them. And if you use too much, the food is going to taste salty. So you just need a little bit, not much. Now I'm going to add one last ingredient. Now I'm going to add some browning. I'm using a grease browning, but you can use any browning you have at home. So you don't need a lot. And the good thing about this, if you don't use the right amount now, you can always add more when you're cooking it. And this is just to give some color and a little bit of flavor as well. So we're just gonna marinate this, mix it all in. As you can see, I'm gonna give it a little bit more browning. A little more, just a little more. This is okay. Yep. Yep, and this is okay for now. So we're gonna leave this in the fridge and let it stay overnight, and then we're gonna cook it tomorrow. If you're gonna cook it in the same day that you season it up, just let it stay for 2 hours before you cook it. 2 hours or 3 hours, yeah, before you cook it. Don't just season it and cook it right away. Just let it sit for a couple hours before you cook it.
What it does?
To help it marinate and get the flavor from the seasoning. Alright guys, so now I'm going to make the oxtail. So this is the oxtail from last night that was on the fridge. I'm going to pour it here. That smells lovely. So I'm gonna cook this now This is my pot that I'm going to use to cook the oxtail. You see my pot is already hot. So I'm going to add a little bit of oil, and you don't need a lot of oil, you need just a small amount because the oxtail is going to produce its own oil. So that would do the trick. Don't need any more than that. And just ensure that the entire pan is covered. What I'm going to do next is that I'm going to let the oil get hot, and then I'm going to add the oxtail to that. And it is easier to use a pressure cooker to cook oxtail. It will cook much faster. It will cook like, using a pressure cooker it can take up to 30 minutes or 35 minutes, but using just regular pot like this, it's going to take us about roughly hour and some more. So I'm going to add the oxtail. So I just add everything to the pot, and then I'm gonna let it brown a little bit. I'm gonna let it brown a little before I cover it up. Just try to keep stirring it so you don't want it to burn. So your flame is on medium heat. As I said before, you don't want to use a lot of oil because the oxtail is going to produce its own oil. And cover it. So I'm going to cover it and I'm going to stir it like every 2 to 3 minutes. Now I'm going to add some water to it, and it's best to add warm water. I'm going to add a little more water to it. And you just stir it and let it stir it, and then cover it and let it cook. And each time you're going to add water when the water goes down, because you have to let it cook so the oxtail gets soft. It's going to be here for a good while, as I said, about an hour and 20 minutes, depends on how tough it is. Alright guys, so you just check on it. And check on it every 10 minutes or every 15 minutes. As I said, it's going to take long to cook. You don't want the water to dry out. You have to always keep adding water each time if it needs to. If you need to add water, if it is drying down, you don't want it to burn. Alright guys, checking on it again. As you can see, it's drying down, and you can see the oil there. Most of this oil is coming directly from the oxtail. So it's good to not use much oil at the first. Good to not use much oil in the beginning. So you just want to add more water to it and let it cook. Okay guys, so now we're making progress. It's getting soft. So now I'm going to add some natural seasoning. I'm going to add tomato and sweet pepper and a piece of thyme. also going to add some onions too as well. We'll add some onions. I'm going to add some more water, and then I'm going to add the butter bean to it as well. I'm going to add some water first. Just cover it back and soon add the bean. And this oxtail is so tough. Now I'm going to add a butter bean. I'm going to using this butter bean. So I'm going to pour the water off. And you can also wash the beans. And you can also add more powder season if you wish. You can taste it, and if you need to add more, you can add more to it. So I'm going to let this cook. Cook for another 20 minutes because it's still a little bit tough. At least a little bit. It's not as soft as what I want it. Alright guys, so I'm going to add some ketchup. You can add as much as you want to what I'm using this one. You can use any ketchup you want. Any ketchup that you have, you can use. This is it. So this is it, guys. Mine is a little bit spicy. I think I used too much of the oxtail season, so be careful when you're using it. So this is it. Alright guys, this is the final product. So I have fried chicken, fried plantains, fried ripe plantain, oxtail, and rice and peas. So just like, share, drop a comment in the comment section and tell me what you think.